Hi, I'm Ali. When my husband Paul was made redundant from his job, I decided to take time off as well, to fulfil our dream of sailing and exploring the east coast of Australia.
The adventure has only just begun and you can join us. We're the Lobbies, that's our boat cat Scuttlebutt, and together we're sailing champagne on ice. Hit the subscribe button to see our weekly clips. We're on a sailing trip of almost 2,000 kilometres from Newcastle in New South Wales to Queensland's beautiful Whitsunday Islands.
This leg takes us from Burnett Heads near Bundaberg to the little sleepy village of 1770, through the dozens of coal ships anchored off Gladstone, and then onto Great Keppel Island.
Leaving Burnett Heads, we were back into some sporting conditions in a strong breeze, knocking down the miles at a steady 8 to 9 knots of boat speed. While that seems fast on a sailing boat, it's like driving the family car up the coast at 20 k's an hour.
At the end of the day, you're another day older. Oh, whoops, sorry, musical theatre. Sorry, Les Mis coming out. By the end of the day, we were turning the corner at Round Hill Head into Busted Bay and the calm creek that hugs the town of 1770.
In May 1770, Lieutenant James Cook came ashore here with a land party including botanist Joseph Banks. It was the first time Cook and his men set foot on what would become Queensland soil.
They shot and cooked a bird called a bustard and thought it was so tasty they named the bay Busted Bay.
It's also incredibly tidal and goes from this at high tide to this on the low, leaving not much beyond a narrow gutter and in places a puddle to park the boat in. In fact, if you need to do some work to the bottom of your boat, simply park in the shallows and let the tides do the rest.
Pink army ducks take tourists for amphibious adventures, crossing easily between land and sea and exploring the vast sandbanks of Busted Bay.
But it's when the sun sinks low that 1770 really turns on the charm. There's 2 evening hotspots in the village. The fish and chip shop at the marina has live music on certain nights with a cruisy, relaxed vibe. And a short walk away, the 1770 Beach Hotel has a beautiful view of the endless sunsets, cold bubbly and lovely food. The end of the day is appreciated and savoured in this beautiful coastal gem.
When we arrived, of course, we noticed a cat on board a nearby boat. However, it appeared as though it had gone at least a couple of days without anyone aboard, so we went to investigate. Last night when we went into shore, we noticed it come out to see us and wanted to come aboard the dinghy. And then this morning as we were paddling over, it came down to the bottom step to talk to us. And when you went over to get some cat food and water for it, it was doing these big paws out like it wanted to jump into the kayak, but clearly I was too far away, which I meant to be, so we didn't jump in. I suppose we'll wait to see if someone comes this afternoon, and I think we should call someone about it.
But at least he's got some food and some water now, and that'll sustain him until hopefully his owner returns to the boat. Well, there's been some good news on the cat front.
So, as Murphy's Law, as we were heading back down the channel to the point to go kayaking, we saw a guy in a very fast dinghy who looked a bit like Santa Claus actually, had a red top on, white beard, and he was taking the path and we went, ooh, and yes, he was the guy from the trimaran.
We don't know whether maybe he saw us faffing around at the boat and he thought something was up, but anyway, he came over and hopped on board, and his cats had a free feed courtesy of Champagne on Ice.
Well, he also may have been a friend of the owner. We don't know the circumstances, but clearly he was right to go on board and check the cat, etc. So, great ending.
Cat's okay.
Woohoo! Leaving the next morning, a friendly local escorted us out of 1770 and we were back out in the wind.
Is it a bit windy today, isn't it?
Oh, just a wee bit. A bit hard to drink the tea. I keep getting a mouthful of hair.
Heading north past the coal loading port of Gladstone, it was like entering the land of the giants, sailing through the huge shipping anchorage which contains dozens of ships at any one time. So this is the video game off Gladstone. Where the blue arrow there, we've got to dodge all these green dots which are anchored ships. Then we've got the red one coming down the channel there on a bit of a collision course with us, so we've got to miss him. And then once we cross the channel, we've got to miss all these green dots which are more anchored ships. So it's like a video game off Gladstone. As luck would have it, we would sail close to one of the ships that was travelling up the channel. Clear Ocean Ginkgo, Clear Ocean Ginkgo. This is sailing vessel Champagne on Ice on channel 13. Over. Good afternoon, sir. This is Champagne on Ice. We're currently approaching the channel from the southeastern side, and I just want to let you know that we will stick to your port side. We shall not cross, we shall stick to your port side. Over.
No problem.
As promised, we stayed clear. She passed by safely, rendezvousing with the very fast and sexy pilot cutter.
We sailed off into the night, making an overnight stop at Hummocky Island for some sleep, before sailing on the morn to Great Keppel Island. A most beautiful place where we would spend many days exploring, walking, snorkeling and soaking up island life. But more about that next time.